Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is a bit of a follow up from a video from the other day. So, we know Essence Fest happened, and then we seen the video that came out showing Funky Dineva and Claudia having a come to Jesus moment, okay, about the TGIF. And there were different conversations, different opinions that came out about how did it happen? Why did he reach out? How did she feel? Was it a setup? Did she know? Okay. Was it a scheme that Todd set up to bring us the bull stuff? Okay. And in one way or the other, both Claudia and Funky have spoken out to clear the TGIF air. Okay. But y'all know first things first, we have not done so already. Take a moment, okay? And make sure to do what? Like the video and subscribe, okay? Also, comment in the comments section. You can follow me on social media at Jenny's Corner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok, okay? There's also other videos up. The Amanda Seals story time of Deadbeat Boyfriends up. We're live on Tuesday. That is up. Okay, the original fucking Claudia conversations up as well. Armand Wiggins stuff. There's other content up, so be sure to go to my channel and watch it all there. Okay, but right now, this is like the rebuttal. Okay, this is the reply of what had happened when, then, and now. Okay, now look. Hi. Okay, Funky and Claudia, Funky conversation. Now, this is my same gift from the other day, but whatever. But this I feel like TGIF ended a while ago, and there's been a lot of scuttlebutt around like, is it coming back? Funky wants to work with Claudia again. Claudia was cool with it. What is going to happen with Al being involved? Who, what, when, where, and how? Okay, and I said, child, I don't know. I don't know. But I was watching and stuff and whatever. And I watch James Caldwell. Okay. He is also going by Spiller Boy TV, a YouTuber. So go over to his channel. So Spiller Boy TV channel, he had did a video discussing the whole Claudia Funky conversation at Essence Fest that made the rounds. Okay. And in his video, he was saying he thought it was fake. Not fake. He thought it was set up. He thought it was, they planned it, it was applied to plan and all this stuff, and it wasn't, um, he didn't say that it wasn't authentic. What he did say was he just felt like it wasn't a genuine, moment. It wasn't a spur of the moment. He thought it was just a plan. And so he had did a video for like maybe almost an hour, like 45 minutes hour, conversation about his opinion as most other folks did. And Claudia Child went in the comments section and said, I want to clear the air. I want to speak on what is being spoken about me. And if someone wants to say that I was not 100% this or 100% that, if it wasn't an impromptu, what Jane was saying, he didn't feel it was an impromptu conversation between Funky and Claudia. So, boom. Now, I hope y'all can read that. If not, I'm gonna read it for you. Okay, I have it blown up on my screen. So Claudia went to Spiller Boys TV comment section and said, "Child, I got some words. Let me say them to you." Claudia said it was 1,000,000,000,000,000,000% impromptu. I only agreed to come by the party to say hello. And as soon as I walked in, Funky already had the mic in his hand because he was hosting his party, talking to his funky bunch. And he didn't even know I was walking in at that moment. Okay, the party was from 12 to 4. I was squeezing it in before my 3 p.m. panel call time at the convention. It was totally off the cuff, and I had no idea he was going to say what he said. That's why I was shocked. See, I was shocked, surprised, and dismayed. That was the first time we spoke since he left the show. He texted me the day before out of the blue and asked if I was at Essence. I said, I'm out. I said, I'm on my way. He invited me to his party. I was open to it. He asked for some pics. I sent them and he put them on the flyer. And I said, I can't wait to see what comments are after this. That was the only conversation we've had in over a year. So, sir, you are wrong about your assessment. Okay. Now, James did reply back to her, thank you for this, Claudia. Okay, because she didn't have to one comment to see his picture, see his video, and she could have let it fly, but she said no, 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 no. You're not gonna say I was around here not being genuine. So again, he said thank you for this, Claudia. I stand corrected. Thank you for taking the time. She replied again, saying, Philip Boy TV, my pleasure. Y'all know, as a former journalist, I like the real facts to be presented. My best friend Annie was with me as we stopped by real quick because I asked her to come with because I didn't know what the vibe was going to be when I got there. Because again, as she said before, we had not talked in over like in a year, over a year. So we ain't talked and said nothing in a year. And you then invite me to an event. And if, again, now y'all know on social media, okay, on the social medias back then, again, a year ago from when Funky got the show and all that stuff happened, Funky did not have the best thing to say about Claudia at the time in the midst of his frustration and aggravation. Okay, he was kind of blaming her and what I'm saying, all these things. So again, her point was I ain't seen or heard from that man in a year. So I said, friend, come with me. Okay, because I don't know what the vibe's gonna be when I get there. And plus, we were heading down to the convention center to promote our movie and had limited time. When she heard Funky start talking to me on the mic, she put out her camera. She put her camera out. I haven't posted yet. Again, Oliver Twix was the first to post the footage, but she's saying my friend had footage too because he started talking to me. Friend said, "Girl, let me record it just in case," but she ain't posted yet. But yeah, I was shocked when he texted me the day before out of the blue, and then shocked he did that at his event. It was a nice moment. I did hear about him saying he wanted us back on his channel, but he hadn't called me to talk to me about it. So it was just out there in the YouTube atmosphere. Now, again, Funky had been saying on his own channel how he, wanted the gang back together. I missed the gang. Like, y'all, we should do it again. Me, Claudia, Al, I want it back. I want it back. Okay. So he had been saying that on his own channel. But as you said, he didn't call me. He didn't contact me. So him saying any of that is just stuff in the atmosphere on YouTube. I don't know, child, because he didn't reach out to me. Saying publicly, hey, I want to talk. I want to work with so and so. And if you have access to so and so, okay, but if you don't contact so and so, it's just something floating in the atmosphere on YouTube. Okay. Now she also made 2 more posts little bit. She then brought up how, and I told Condace TV, and I told Condace that I was going to bring his name to producers. So now she's speaking about, who they were bringing on to replace Funky after Funky left before they pick Armand. Again, and I told Conscious that I was going to bring his name to producers, and I did, and I got outruled. I was mad about that. I didn't promise him to be on the show. I said I would tell them I wanted him on, which I did. He knows this. Then they shut down the tryouts super fast. And I was upset because I wanted more YouTubers to get a shot. I wanted Alex Rogers to get a shot. I wanted Mims, Van Latham, Godfrey, and some others. But I was cut at the knees. I wanted Dustin Ross. And I do feel if Dustin would have been on, Dustin may have cussed Hal ass out. Because I like to call Dustin a real ass truth teller. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I wanted Dustin too, but my co-host hated on that. And my co-host, you know what she means? Al Reynolds. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get it the way I wanted it. I wanted several people to try out and make it a 2-month thing to make it like a contest. But again, I don't own or run the network. Remember how short the window was, okay? So she said that part. Okay, and then lastly, someone else, and that's a ooh. See, you got to clock the T sometime when people reply back to someone else, and I just caught this because I'm nosy. So this person, Summer Night, commented saying everyone is too focused on Claudia and Funky. The true snake has been quiet since TGIF ended. He's been so quiet, y'all forgot he started all this. That's Al Reynolds. He is media trained from his dinners with his ex-wife. Even James is focused on how Funky started his solo show in the same time slot. My motto was always start from the beginning. Claudia and Al were friends, were friends before they started the show. Al got caught sending shady messages about Claudia in text messages, talking about her new home and she must be making more money because how can she afford a house like that? Claudia stayed working. T was never her only job, but Al was pocket watching and hating hard. The one who started all the messes getting the least attention. Funky blindly backed Al because they are both part of the latter community, the LGBTQ community. Funky knew Al was wrong as fuck, but he went on to back the least talented one. Al could have been easily replaced, not Claudia or Funky. And as you see, Claudia chimed in and said, ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. We have a winner. Me and Funky didn't have a beef till somebody saw to it that we did. Okay, so that's her saying a couple of different things. One, I didn't know Funky has not talked to me in over a year. So that's part one. This was a whole genuine, impromptu moment. You know, he did not know when I was coming. I popped in, he was already talking, you know what I'm saying, and blah, 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 blah. But not only that, they like, hey, don't forget, it was never any beef here. It was Al. It was even Al and Claudia's bickering that Funky didn't like, that he said was another reason why he left. And Al has been extremely quiet. Even in this whole thing, I haven't heard not hide nor hear from him. So again, Claudia point was, child, look, I was contacted. I was already in New Orleans. I popped in for a second. Cool, cool, cool. Now I believe because Claudia had posted, look at her page. Claudia had posted she is going to be with Will Funky as well as well. They have where is it? Or maybe is it on her page or his page? Let me see if it's on his page because Claudia will be on. Here it is on. Let's share my screen. Hold on. Share my screen. Don't you leave. Promise it's so late. My voice not working. Child. So this is on, I think they're both tagged. So accidentally informed. Okay, tomorrow. Okay, so that means Wednesday. Funky will be on to have a conversation with Claudia, and I don't know who the other person is who she does that Claudia does the show with, but it's called Accidentally Informed, and they're on supposed to be together tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for a conversation. Okay, tomorrow on Accidentally Informed, we're joined by the one and only Miss Funky Dineva to break down that viral video of a possible TGIF reboot. Okay, but Claudia was put into the T and blah 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 blah. Okay, so again, even though because Carlos King did not have a live on Monday. So the video that he had was a pre-record. Funky was not live on Monday either. But Funky was live today. Okay. And in his live today, he said, child, I think one of the biggest I'm gonna discuss it a little bit. Okay, so let's get into what Funky said, okay, about this weekend. Okay, so again, we already seen what Claudia said. We know they'll have a conversation on camera tomorrow that we'll get into as well. But this is what he said on his live Tuesday night. Okay, let's listen.
Things that people want to talk about is the moment that was shared between Claudia Jordan and I at my party at Essence. And I don't know what many people are expecting. There really isn't a lot of commentary to be had. There really isn't much to be said. I mean, you guys got to witness a moment. Oliver trimmed the clip down to 2 minutes. I will be putting the full 7-minute clip on Patreon as soon as I get off of here. I'll put the full 7-minute encounter between Claudia and I, so you guys can see and hear everything that happened.
I wonder, does he know that Oliver posted the full 7-minute clip on his IG and his YouTube? So I've already seen that. We discussed that when I did my live the other day, Monday. I have the full clip there as well, so we went through that whole thing. But again, he's saying again, he's gonna, because maybe it's something else. I don't know. But he like, we seen what we seen
in real time. But leading up to that, about 2 days before Essence, I was laying in the bed and I was on YouTube, and some shorts started coming up of some just hilarious clips from TGIF. One was like, "Where is the leg?" And it was just some other moments. And in that moment, I was just like, dang, like, oh my God, like I miss the cultural impact of it all, right? And like, I was like, damn, we really had lightning in a bottle. And
I mean, it was. I do feel like when the show first started, we all were watching. I do feel like when it first started, we all will watch every day, mainly because like what crazy stuff is what you're gonna say. Like we was watching it. Now, was it a cultural phenomenon? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, the same views that Funky gets on his own channel is what was mainly being brought to on the other one, on TGIF. But they were great when it worked.
really do feel that way. And so I'm laying in the bed the day before the party, and the spirit just led me to text Claudia. I just texted her and I just said, "Hey, are you coming to Essence?" And she wrote back, "Yeah, I'm in here packing my bags now." And I wrote back, I said, "Okay, cool." I said, "Well, listen, if you're not doing anything, I'm having a party, feel free to stop by."
And that's sometimes how things work. You be sitting around minding your own business, and someone say, "Text so and so," and just check in. Now I ain't never text somebody I ain't talked to in a year that I wasn't on the best terms with. But I'll do that for good friends and people and whatnot, family, whatever. Hey, let me text my sister-in-law. Let me text my old friend and bloppity bloppity blue. So yeah, that do happen. Like a feeling comes over you to say, "Hey, let me reach out to somebody. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Send them a text message if you can. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Send them a text message if you can." I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
And I sent her the flyer with Quad and T.S. Madison and Tamar on it. And then I said, look, I was like, the internet would actually go wild if I put you on the flyer. And she was like, I was actually thinking the same thing. Go ahead and do it. And so she sent me the picture, put it on the flyer or whatever. And we, had the party. And at some point during the party, Claudia walked in and I stopped the music and I just simply shared, that I was same thing I just told y'all. I was looking at some old videos and that we really had lightning in a bottle, and that when we're good, we do really make magic together.
And even his explanation, hers matchups, I doubt that he was around there, because I watched Spiller Boy TV, and when Spiller Boy was discussing Claudia, whatever, I doubt that Funky went to that man's page and seen what she. You know what I'm saying? I doubt it. Okay, so again, him just saying like I did text her. I was in there partying, chatting, and she walked in, and because I was talking, I just said a little bit more.
Under the right circumstances, I would be open to us working together again if we could make that type of magic. That's where it starts and stops. Now, obviously, the internet and everybody wants to be Socrates and everybody wants to be Iyanla. And granted, I haven't been on the net, but I've heard that there are 9,000 think pieces out there. And I went through some of the comments on the video that I posted, and then I just had to turn it off because if one is not careful, they will let fans and viewers just mess up a good moment.
That's true. Sometimes that's why I always say I am not a commenter that goes to people's pages and says, "Hey, I think this, that, blah, 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 blah." I leave my opinions and my thoughts for things on my own channel, my own page. I may comment on the blogs, but that's the blog. if you are a person and if you go read the blog comment, that's on you. I don't take my conversation think pieces to anyone's page. I would never. I would. I think even I said on somewhere else. I think it was on the blogs, and I said, this is a great moment, but I do wish he would have had that conversation with her, like off and not in front of everyone. You know what I'm saying? That I could tell it was an off the cuff moment for him and her. And I'm like, dang, I wish he would have, not done that in front of, everyone else so that she didn't feel obligated to, match his energy. You know what I'm saying? Or she didn't feel obligated to accept, well, yeah, let's work together. Like to me, there probably would need to be some kind of one-on-one conversation between me and you before I even say, you know what, yeah, I would want to work with you again. That's just me. That's just me. Okay. But people can go to people's pages and comment their negative think pieces, which can then make you feel away, can make that person feel away, because they can make that person feel like, oh, he wasn't even, look at these comments. They right, he wasn't genuine, and that can flip a good, because I still feel it was a good positive moment. I just wished, maybe they could have had a conversation outside of in front of folks first. You know what I'm saying? Like had they talked and then once she showed up, they had like that additional camaraderie, cool. But even how they both were saying there was no pre-conversation. It was an invite and then I saw you at the event.
All of this, I don't even want to delve into the weeds of it all. It was a great moment. It was what it was. Everybody's doing fine in life. The likelihood of TGIF rebooting is probably, slim to none. But it's just good to put it out there in the atmosphere that you don't have any bad blood with anyone. And guys, I just want to leave you with this. Anger is a wasted emotion.
Amen.
Anger is a waste. Anger is a wasted emotion. It just doesn't make sense to go around being mad with folks.
Amen.
And to be mad about situations that you're no longer in. It doesn't make sense to go around harboring all, and that's just the type of person I am. Y'all see what happens to people when they sit back and harbor to bitterness and anger for years and years and years and years, and y'all already know what and who I'm talking about.
Child, I am spraying. To me, my opinion is he meant Michelle Brown, aka okay. But it's true. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between we just don't rock. Like you know what I'm saying? It was what it was when it was that. But like I've moved on, he's moved on, or she, he or she, or whatever. So and so moved on, and ain't no bad blood. We just don't communicate. But it ain't no bad blood. You know what I'm saying? Versus I am pissed at you. I am still upset with you, and anytime I can find a reason to revel in anything negative in your life, I love it. You know what I'm saying? And those are people who sit around and they stay mad. You know what I'm saying? They're still upset about stuff from, years, months, decades prior. So him saying that to me is him saying, ATA and Michelle Brown, who was still upset over that washer dryer and dirty house that she say he left. And his point is she's still around there doing the same thing and using my name for clicks and views. And I'm pretty sure that either right child, I wonder, because I don't follow her. But a part of me feel if I go to her page and if she has a funky Dineva response, funky Dineva, Michelle Brown, I just wonder if she already has a response to what he said earlier today. Okay. Let's see. So she did do a almost 3-hour live a day ago, and she did discuss Funky and Claudia's. I don't know what she said because I don't watch it, but at least she don't. But maybe tomorrow she would add a funky flop flop flute video. So I felt like he was talking about Michelle, but I don't know. I wasn't there.
That's just not me. It's never been me. It's a waste of time. There would be no need for y'all to send any type of, oh, well, it needs to be you, Claudia, and this person. It needs to be you, Claudia, and that person, because I am a very true and loyal person. And if there were to be a world where there ever was a TGIF reboot, it would have to be all three of us.
And that's his way of saying, I see y'all dogging Al. I see y'all saying Al did it. It was Al's fault. If y'all redo it, don't include Al. Al is messy. Al ain't shit. Al wear wigs. I don't know if that man wear wigs. But the last time I saw him, Al Reynolds. Al Reynolds. What is on his head today? The last one I had seen of him, he had like, it was like a wig. It was like some braids. I was like, what is up with that man? Child. Let me just share my screen. Hold on. Because when I said, Al does, because I just, let me just add it. Because I don't know. Child, Al then went and got himself a good old lace front child wig. Child. Wait. Is he gonna pick a style? Wait, is it braided or is it relaxed? Which one, child? Al, the hair don't match. If that's May 21st, child, how is this June 1st? Maybe he got some locks. He got some hair added in. Child, I don't know. But my point was, Al was round here, child, with extra hair. Okay. He went and got him a good old, an addition. Child. I don't know if that man wearing wigs or not, but I do know he looked different.
But outside.
Point being is, Funky point was, he saw think pieces saying, don't trust Al ain't shit. And Funky saying, I'm a loyal person. It would have to be all three of us. Lets me know what he mean is him and Al so cool. Which ain't nothing wrong with that. A lot of folks felt like, because they are both a part of the LGBT, because I think Al is bisexual, because they are both a part of the LGBTQ community, that's a reason why Funky has never publicly addressed Al for his messiness in the mess. You know what I'm saying? He has addressed Claudia in his own way. He has, spoken on Armand directly. You know what I'm saying? I don't recall him doing that to Al because Al is his friend. So him saying I'm a loyal person means Al my friend. I can't say to y'all, yeah, we're gonna remove Al. I can't do that. So that's what he means.
Out of that, it's not going to work. Like, I've watched enough TV One Unsung. I've watched enough of Where Are They Now to just know it's not going to work. It only worked because it was the three of us. And honestly and truthfully, based on the universe, it may have only been designed to have worked as long as it worked. And maybe it was only designed to be a moment in time. I don't know. I'm only going along for the ride. And I'm not saying never. I'm simply saying I ain't got no problem with nobody.
And the hard part about that is if Al can't own up to whatever happened between him and Claudia, you not having a problem with Claudia or Al won't fix it. Because if you said before the issue was Claudia and Al, if that's still the issue, you not having the issue won't fix nothing. Because you'd have an issue in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Even the fact that once he left, the issue then became between, Al, Claudia, and Armand. So you ain't even a common denominator. It seemed that Al is. So they may not bring back TGIF, but who knows what will happen next and whatnot. Okay.
All right. So that's that on that.
And that was on that. So what do y'all think? Do y'all feel, well, one, that he said, TGIF is slim to none that's gonna come back. Okay. If we had to some other reiteration of that, it would have to be me, Claudia, and Al, the three. What about, because y'all know before it was four of them. It was Gary T, Claudia, Al, and Funky. But he like, if we do it again, it's gonna be the three of us. Who knows? Anyway, which version of TGIF did you like the most? Okay. Was it when it was Claudia, Al, and Funky in the good days? Or was it when it was Claudia, Al, and Armand before the implosion? Okay. Which one do you think is the best? Okay. Anyway, I gotta go. Do not forget there's other content up on my channel. Okay. We had a whole story time watch along about Amanda Seals and her ex-boyfriend. Crazy story. A Tuesday live was up as well. Again, there are other things up. Go watch the other content around here because why? It's appreciated. Okay. And then make sure to do what? Girl, like and subscribe. Okay. I gotta go. Follow me as well on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. I gotta go because it is 3:48 in the morning. Anyway. Bye.